Hi, this is Brian Gold with Compass Real Estate in South Florida. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the as-is contract. This is the contract that is used in most residential transactions down here. I'm going to go over it a little bit. Here it is. Okay, so let's see how deep we get into this. I'm going to try and make it quick. Obviously, the stuff where we fill in the blanks is the most important. Parties, buyer and seller. Info about the property. Here's personal property, and then it says other personal property items that are included. You write that there. Things that are excluded. If you're selling your house and you don't want people to take a certain chandelier, you got to put it in there. Otherwise, they're going to take that chandelier. And this explains what is considered property that stays: appliances, fixed items, television mounting hardware, thermostats, things like that. So you have to exclude stuff. Okay, this is the part where the price comes in. Purchase price, we fill that in, the initial deposit, how long you have to put the deposit in, the person you choose as the title agent, the company you choose as the title agent. In Broward County, you select that. In Palm Beach County, the seller selects it. In Broward, the buyer selects it. In Palm Beach, the seller selects it. Financing info, time for acceptance, closing date. Okay, other important stuff that I want to go over. This is the financing contingency. So if you're getting a mortgage, you check this box off, tells you how many days you have to get loan commitment, what type of loan you're getting, and this protects you while you're under contract for the purchase of a property. If for some reason the lender cannot finance the house, the building, due to an issue with the house or the building, then you have an out and you can get your deposit back. Okay? It's a little more complicated than that, but that is the gist of it. If it does not appraise at the purchase price, then you have the option to negotiate. Okay, I'm going to keep it going. This is where you select whether you're in Miami-Dade, Broward, and you pick the title company. But another important part of this contract is the inspection period, right? This is if you leave it blank, it's 15 days. But for a single family home, I usually do 10 days. For a condo, I usually do 7 days. That's the amount of time you have to get an inspector in there. You can back out for any reason you so choose during this time frame and get your deposit back. So if your inspection period is 10 days and your deposit's supposed to be in 5 days, you still need to put your deposit in 5 days. You don't wait till after your inspection. But if you decide you want to back out of this deal and you have a 10-day inspection period, you could back out of the deal for any reason you so choose. This is probably one of the most important parts of this contract, and this protects you if you decide to back out, if there's something you find out you don't like during the inspection, or you just want to back out for any reason. That's why sellers, when you're working with a seller, they prefer to have that as short as possible, and a buyer wants it to be long within reason to get everything done they need to get done. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. Here's the disclosures. If you're buying a condominium, you need the condominium rider in there, and that protects you with association approvals, with assessments, and I'll go over that in another video. And then there's lead-based paint disclosure. If you're selling a property, there's a sale of buyer's property disclosure. There's all these disclosures that will provide additional protection and information for the sellers and the buyers, and things that will happen in certain situations. And then here's the additional terms section. We write stuff in there, just additional terms for clarity purposes. And that is the gist of the contract. So if I just sent this to you and you have more questions, give me a call. If you have any questions about this contract, I'm happy to talk to you, and I will be putting out more videos like this.